The hangar smelled of oil, ion smoke, and humiliation. Humans weren't supposed to serve on the imperial worlds. The Treaty of Three Suns made sure of that. But a few of us stayed, those with dirty hands and useful skills. I was one of them. Rhett Varan, a ship mechanic from Earth, the last of my kind working on the cold industrial moon of Threx 9. It was a world of gleaming palaces and black skies, ruled by the vile Dominion, a race that prized perfection above all else, flawless skin, symmetrical features, and bodies sculpted by genetics. To them, beauty was proof of power. That's why when the message came from the Emperor's court that he was sending his daughter to me for ship repairs, the entire hangar burst out laughing. "She's a beast, Rhett," my supervisor snickered. The Emperor's little joke. His sending his mistake to a human engineer. They say she can barely walk without gravity stabilizers. I wanted to ignore it, but curiosity gnawed at me. Why send her here, to a filthy moon with rusting starliners and discarded drones? The shuttle landed under dim light. Its golden hull hissed as it cooled, and the ramp lowered with a heavy sigh. Out stepped the princess. She was nothing like what they'd described. Yes, she was large, her figure soft under the layers of woven silk and alloy thread robes, but her presence filled the hangar more than her body did. Her eyes were like two fragments of collapsing stars, violet, deep, burning with something raw and alive. "I am Princess Lara Varel," she said, her voice trembling but regal. "You are Rhett, the human mechanic." I nodded, wiping my hands on a cloth that was already dirty. "That's me. What brings the Emperor's daughter to the scrapyards of Threx?" She smiled, small and sad. "A punishment, I believe." For the next few days, she stayed near the docks, observing while I repaired her ship, a golden vessel scarred from what she called an accident. The truth was hidden beneath the scorch marks. We spoke as I worked. She told me of life in the palace, how perfection was enforced, how her siblings were worshipped for their beauty, and how she was hidden away like a secret that embarrassed the stars. "I was sent here to make them laugh," she said quietly one evening. "The court thinks it's funny, sending me to a human. I was supposed to feel degraded." I paused my welding torch. "And do you?" Her gaze lifted to mine. "Not anymore." At night, the two of us would sit near the power grid vents. The artificial dusk cast soft orange light on her face, and I began to see her differently. The way she spoke, gentle, honest, curious, felt alien not because she was Varel, but because she was real. She asked about Earth, about oceans and rain, about food that wasn't nutrient-paced. "I've never tasted rain," she said once. "Our world filters it before it touches us. The Emperor says impurities ruin beauty." "Maybe that's why beauty dies so fast there," I said. She smiled, but there was pain behind it. Her laughter came rarely, but when it did, it echoed off the metal walls like music. Days turned into a week, and I realized something strange. The ship she brought was not broken. Its engines were intact, its systems flawless. The scorch marks were intentional. "You faked the crash," I said finally, confronting her near the engine core. "Why?" She didn't deny it. "Because I wanted to leave," she whispered. "For once, I wanted to be seen by someone who doesn't measure me." Her eyes glistened. "And you looked at me, Rhett, not like the others. You saw me." Before I could respond, alarms began to blare. A vile war cruiser descended through the clouds, black as the Emperor's seal. They had come to retrieve her. The palace guards stormed the hangar. Their commander pointed a spear of light at me. "Step away from the royal daughter. Human." Lyra stepped forward, trembling. "No, he is under my protection." The guard sneered. "You think the Emperor's mistake holds power here." He raised a spear. Something in me snapped. I lunged at him, grabbing a plasma wrench from the floor. He struck me, sending me sprawling, but Lyra moved faster than I could imagine. She tore the weapon from his hand and turned it on herself. "Tell my father," she said through gritted teeth, "that his joke learned how to defy him." The energy blade flared, not to harm, but to overload the ship's main conduit. A blinding light filled the hangar as power surged. The war cruiser systems faltered, its comms screaming static. In that chaos, she looked at me. "Run." I didn't. I grabbed her hand instead. "Not without you." When the smoke cleared, the cruiser had pulled back, disabled temporarily. We stood amid the wreckage, breathing heavy. Sparks rained around us like falling stars. Lyra's hand trembled in mine. "They'll come again." "I know," I said, "but not tonight." She laughed softly, exhausted. "Do you regret helping me?" I shook my head. No, because for the first time, I met someone who wasn't pretending to be perfect. Her eyes softened. Then maybe I wasn't sent here as a joke after all. That night, I hid her inside my repair ship, patched, old, but fast enough to cross the outer rings. I programmed a false trail into the Dominion sensors and launched her toward the free systems. Before the hatch sealed, she reached for my hand. "Rhett, when they talk about beauty in my world, they mean symmetry, shape, illusion. But you showed me something else." Her voice shook. "You made me feel seen. You made me real." The ship lifted off, light bathing her face one last time before vanishing into the dark. I stood there, watching the stars until the engines faded. For once, the hangar didn't feel like a prison. Weeks later, news reached Threxnine. The Emperor's daughter had vanished. Rumors said she joined the free colonies, becoming a voice for those cast aside by genetic tyranny. They called her the Rebel Star, but I knew her by another name, Lyra, the girl who baked under alien suns, who laughed like thunder in steel halls, who showed a broken human what beauty really meant. And sometimes, when I'm working alone and the metal hums under my hands, I swear I can still hear her voice, soft, radiant, infinite, like starlight that refuses to fade.